I have a very important question. Are we team silver or team gold? I finally succumbed to the viral earrings and I do everything probably about a year later because when it's all the hype, I'm uninterested. And then finally, once everyone is done talking about it, I'm like, maybe I should try it. So anyway, I bought these earrings and it came as a set of both the silver and the gold option and I can't decide which one I like better. I think for today with the pink, I'm gonna go with the silver, but I would love to hear what you think. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Not that I honestly care about the holiday in the slightest. I just got wrapped up in the hype of everybody right now doing their Valentine's Day eyeshadow picks, and there's been the unexpected. This is gonna be the very expected. I'm not doing the unexpected eyeshadow palettes for Valentine's Day because if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go all out and do all the pinks and all the reds and all the purples, and I probably could have had so many more, surprisingly enough, palettes in this video, but I went with 5 that I have tried before and 5 I pulled out from my basket of shame, which if you guys don't know is all of the eyeshadow palettes that I have yet to try in my collection. So if you're curious to see what are my picks this year for Valentine's Day eyeshadow palettes, then please keep on watching. Cheers. It is not a Martini Monday, it's Valentine's Day, so I figured we gotta celebrate in some way, whether you're just celebrating yourself, celebrating your family, your loved ones, your partner, your furry friends, or you just chilling in your pajamas at home. You still need to celebrate because every day is a reason for a little bit of Prosecco with a splash of grapefruit juice today because I had some and I want to use it up. It's fresh squeezed. So here we are. All right, before we jump in, those of you that are new to my channel, hi and welcome. My name is Natalia. I'm a concert pianist who loves all things beauty, and this year I am trying to explore my own collection more and bring in less. So these are perfect videos. I love filming these types of videos when I get around to it. Today we're gonna explore some Valentine's Day eyeshadow palettes that I already own, that maybe you already own, so that we don't get overwhelmed by all the new releases that are, as always, just flinging our way. If you're interested in this type of content where I mix up the old and the new, and we do a lot of chit chat about makeup instead of just purely buying it and testing it once and then putting it on the shelf to never be seen again, then I hope that you will consider subscribing. And without further ado, let's jump in. All right, as I said, I could have had actually a lot more in here. I pulled these palettes aside weeks ago. It's just been busy. I haven't gotten around to filming it, and here I am filming it 2 days before Valentine's Day because. And since then, I've seen so many videos pop up, and a great one going around is actually unexpected palettes for Valentine's Day, which I thought, ooh, that's really fun. I bet I have even more of those, but I already had the basket aside and I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go with my gut. I'm gonna go with what I initially had planned to do, and just because I didn't get it done in time, I don't want to be influenced by everybody else's ideas. My idea was to pull out 5 palettes that are in my collection. Some of them are quite old or older that I have used in the past that I would actually like to use a little bit in the month of February, kind of refresh my memory on what I liked and what I didn't with these specific 5 palettes. And then the other 5 are new palettes to me, meaning I bought them, some of them years ago, to be honest, and they've still been sitting in my collection untouched. And again, the goal here is to recommend things to you that you possibly already have, or at least to get you to maybe look through the different color palettes that you have, the different color combinations that you can create even from your single eyeshadows and whatnot. And this was also a way to inspire me to use these specific 10 palettes in the upcoming few weeks. So far, I've accomplished only 1 palette. Today. Yeah, it's been a month. So let's start, I guess, with the 5 that I have used quite a few times in the past, and then we'll get into what I'm wearing on my eyes today. Take a guess if you want to. And then we'll get into the 5 palettes in my collection that I have not used yet, but I think would be perfect for Valentine's Day. And I think a lot of people that do have them have used them, and it's time for you guys to pull these back out. I apologize for the noise. It's the time of of the day where everybody's home and there's neighbors stomping all over the place. It is what it is. If I sit here and wait, I will never film this. So there is a lot of background noise today, and I'm so sorry. Usually I film much later, but today I actually happen to be home earlier in the day, so everybody else is still awake. And as always, New York City buildings are, even if they're old, for some reason are no longer soundproof and just creak everywhere. I had so many other palettes that I could have put into this, and I really wanted to limit myself to 5 and 5 because I actually have every intent on trying to use as many of these myself as possible. And if I pull out 30 palettes that happen to have a couple of pinks in them, I'm never going to get through them in 1 month. I'm sure there's many other palettes you guys can think of that are perfect for winter, for February, for Valentine's Day, whether they're a little bit more lighter and ethereal, whether they're more dark and dramatic. We've got a little bit of everything here. Let's start off with Huda Beauty. I'm trying to think, do I have, look at me, I planned this well. I have a palette from all different brands. So one palette, what am I trying to say? I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. Meaning I have no repeat palettes from the same brand. Every single eyeshadow palette that I'm going to show you guys today here is from a different brand. And I remember actually wanting it that way. And look at me, I actually followed through. Anywho, Mercury Retrograde is the first one that I have here. And this is one that I think would give you options. Can you see anything? I don't know. The new ring light that is super weak. I do have like other lights all around me, but hopefully you guys can see me. This I love because you can create very light and ethereal and romantic looks, because there are a lot of pinks and purples and mauves in this palette. Lots of beautiful, very shiny, sparkly, all over the lid shades. This gorgeous pink here, that's a really nice shade. This purple right there, this more of a champagne, a topper that is more of like a pearlescent. Lots of options here, like a bronzy gold, a regular gold. You've got it all. You have neutrals, you have mauvey pinky blending shades, you have a few deepening shades if you want to go a little dramatic, and then you have a few of these more like wintry bluish green shades down here, so that you have variety, so that if this is a palette you want to pull out for Valentine's Day, you can then keep it for the rest of the month and still enjoy it and get a few looks out of it. So if you have the Mercury Retrograde, I really strongly recommend using this later today if you have any plans. I think this is a beautiful palette, and I think it's perfect for really almost any time of the year, because this can then carry you through into springtime as well. I don't think it would be a Valentine's Day video, especially considering what a huge pink era this makeup artist has been in, the journey that she has been on. It would not be a Valentine's Day video if I did not bring in at least one Pat McGrath palette. And I had several contenders, but this one, I thought it has to be this one. It has to be the Divine Rose 2, which is Mothership, what is this, 9? 8, 9? I don't even remember, to be honest, guys. Mothership 8. This was my very first Mothership that I actually won in a giveaway. So how lucky was that? And this, I think, is just, I mean, it's perfect for Valentine's Day, but at the same time, you've got so many neutral options. Yes, they're still going to be a little bit more rosy leaning, because that's just how this palette is, but you also have this really cool multi-chrome that goes like a pink to green. You have this really bright pink shade, which I think is super cool. You have some stunning golds and champagnes, lots of ways you can take this. I don't know, for some reason, this one just right away was the one I thought of when I knew I wanted to pull out a Pat McGrath Mothership for this video. And by the way, if you do have plans today, I would love to hear in the comments what you're going to, or what you ended up using for today. I'm just nosy and curious, so let me know. A palette from ABH, the Nervina palette, I thought has a really great color story for winter in general, but also specifically for Valentine's Day, because again, we've got our neutrals if you want to just do something really sultry and sexy, but you could also go more pink, you could go more purple. To me, those seem to be winter / Valentine's Day colors. I just find that, you know, anything that's like more cool tones, so the pinks, the purples, the blues, is kind of winter appropriate. Plus, here we are also thinking of the Day of Love, so of course we got to bring in some extra pops of pink. So yeah, this is a palette I really want to get more use use out of this year. I got it much later than everybody else. This was actually a generous gift from a subscriber. I want to say back in like 2021 or 2022. So I haven't had this for that long, at least to me. I have so many other palettes that are much older, so I'm hoping to get some use out of that palette. And this is another one that I think could also hold me through into spring, so I'm happy that I pulled some of these out, because even if I don't get to use all of them in February, I can roll them over into March. A palette from a brand that currently is not releasing makeup and beauty products, but it sounds like it might be coming back in 2025, is Marc Jacobs. So if you have any of these palettes, there were a few that I thought would actually work nicely for Valentine's Day, but this cherry one right away jumped out at me because of these gorgeous deep raspberry shades. I think these would be so beautiful for like a deeper romantic pink look that's not like this fuchsia pink that I'm wearing. And then again, you have other more neutral options, but I think this is really a pretty color story right here. And this would be a very easy palette to curate a look. It's not overwhelming. It only has 7 shades. There's really only so many ways you can go here. So if you don't want to overthink it, if you don't have a lot of time, but you have this palette, I think this would be a perfect pick. And then if you want to go even simpler because you're really on the run after work to your dinner plans or whatnot, then I have this Christian Dior Quint in Rouge Trafalgar. I'm not sure. I think I said that the same way twice. But this little Quint has everything you need for a beautiful Valentine's Day look. We have a sparkly shimmer if you want, but then there's like a refined purple pink right there for you to use, a couple of deepening shades, a transition if you're of a lighter skin color, and if not, you could use just the dark brown instead. So I think this is definitely a great little Quint if you have this one or the myriads of pinky toned Christian Dior Quints. This and one other one are the only two I own, so I'm not really familiar with like the names and the numbers and the collections and the years and all that, but there's tons of YouTubers here online that of course specialize in reviewing luxury beauty, so I'm sure that, you know, if you are already into that, you probably own a few of these, and at least one of them is a mauvey, pinky, raspberry, maroon, any sort of shade, 50 shades of pink sort of Quint. Okay, and those are the 5 that I pulled out from my collection to use either on Valentine's Day specifically or throughout the month. I will just be working on Valentine's Day, honestly, so I don't have any plans. I'm actually considering taking myself out the night before just for maybe like a little bite and a drink or something like that, because I don't like to go out on actual holidays. I think it's severely overpriced and of course busy, and just I don't want to deal with that. But if you are going out, then I hope that you have a great time. Also, I should have mentioned at the beginning, I apologize for the fact that even though I did create this very bright for me, pinky, red, purple sort of look on my eyes, you will notice my lip is very nude and pretty bare, and that's because I have been suffering from several cold sores for the past month. One of the other reasons, actually, I haven't been filming a lot because I always feel very self-conscious when that happens, but I really wanted to get this video up. I waited long enough as it is, and that's why I just like used a lip liner, because I can then sharpen that easily and disinfect it. I actually think that the second time I got my cold sore, I kind of reinfected myself without realizing it. I've been using my house lip oil so much, and I must have not realized that I used it right before I got my first cold sore, because then recently I've been using it a lot again, and lo and behold, a second one popped up. Now, I could just be reading too much into it. It could be something completely different. There's been quite a few stressors in my life, but I'm worried now. I don't think I'm gonna take a chance and unfortunately use that product again, which is a bummer. I was really enjoying it. It was one of the ones I thought I'm actually gonna go through this winter, but if it keeps giving me cold sores and then I can't use any lip products and can't film videos comfortably or just even go out in public feeling good about myself, then we have a problem. So let's tackle the other problem that I have, and that is too many eyeshadow palettes in my collection that I have yet to use. And I'm really trying to change that this year. I don't know if I'll get through all of them, but I'm on a journey to eventually get through all of them. So let's go through the ones that I picked out this time around. Again, I'm sure there would have been more. I'm sure there would have been more, but I stuck to a 5 and a 5. That was my goal. One of the ones I picked up at Marshall's for $7, and I know this brand right now is going through stuff. Like they were bought out. There's been some drama. I don't know. I have not tried anything from Oma Beauty before. Unfortunately, I waited this long now that most people are actually, I think, boycotting the brand for whatever reason. But regardless, I found this palette. I remembered Jamila from I Am Jamila talking about how much she loves Oma Beauty eyeshadow palettes. There's one in particular that I think she kept through her declutter. I can't remember the name of it, but this is not it. But this one is perfect for Valentine's Day and this month because look at this color story. It's all pinks and purples for the most part. And of course, as always, there are other options. There are some neutrals, but they all lean a little bit mauvey. So no matter what, I have a feeling this is a palette where you cannot escape going the slightly pinky rose tone route. So if you have this palette, this is, I didn't even say, Black Magic palette from Oma Beauty. If you have this palette, pull it out. This is fantastic color story for this time of the year and specifically for today. This is brand new in my collection. I do plan on using it soon. It's been on my list for a while to use. So I decided, perfect. This is kind of like my February project. Another one that I've had for an embarrassingly long time and haven't used yet, I still even have the sleeve, is the Berries and Cream from Dominique Cosmetics. I feel like most people have decluttered this palette by now, but if you still have it and you don't want to go overly pink, you actually do want either a more cool tone neutral look today or more of a brown or bronze or champagne look, but maybe you want to throw a little pop of something on your lower lash line, or you do want to create strictly pinky mauvey type of look. You still have enough of those shades in here to do that, but you have other options. You can mix and match this kind of to your, to your needs. You can also go very dramatic with this because there is a black. So I thought this is such a beautiful palette. I've been wanting to use this for so long. I have no idea what has been, well, I know what's been stopping me. I have way too much makeup and I don't wear it on a daily basis. So I need to either discipline myself to get up earlier and actually put on some makeup on this face every single day, or I need to test more of the products in my collection when I do wear makeup and dwindle down my collection so that I actually rotate through my makeup. And I would like to kind of do a combination of the two. I'd like to meet somewhere in the middle where I'm not wearing makeup every single day, but more often than currently. And I'm testing more of the products that I already have instead of bringing more stuff in and getting even more overwhelmed. So yeah, if you still have this, if you haven't decluttered it, and if this is a formula you enjoy, then this could be a good candidate for Valentine's Day and beyond. Palette, since I was talking a little bit about the drama, a palette that I think really would be dramatic for today is Melt Muerte. And I thought of this because, I don't know, for me, even though I understand this is like a death themed palette, even just the artwork is so sultry and so like dark and romantic at the same time. I do still find this like very, very sexy. Yes, lots of drama, but at the same time, it's like the passionate kind of love. The kind that you might find in operas where, yes, the ultimate end result of the plot will probably end in a very dramatic death with a very dramatic aria. This is the vibes that this palette is giving me. And you can see you do have a red, you do have these deep, deep, sultry maroon burgundy shades. And then you've got other colors that you could really create some drama with. I thought this would be really fun for Valentine's Day, actually, especially if you don't want that traditional, oh so sweet pinky look and you are more of a color lover. Maybe you've never thought of pulling this out for Valentine's Day, but I think now I may have just convinced you. You're welcome. I think this is a great palette for Valentine's Day. Two left. Sydney Grace. I had to put a Sydney Grace palette because I have actually a lot of Sydney Grace, but some of it I have yet to try, and I'd like to, because the palettes I have tried, I've loved. I love the Sydney Grace formula. Yes, I know for some people the shimmers are a little heavy, and they're not like the super sparkly, shiny shimmers. But despite that, I just find Sydney Grace eyeshadows so reliable, so consistent, so beautiful, so pigmented. And this palette is called Be Mine. And I believe I bought this on like a super sale, either during Christmas in July or some other time they were clearancing out some of their older palettes, because I think this came out not last year for Valentine's Day, but the year before that for Valentine's Day. I haven't had this that long, and I have yet to try it, but this is such a versatile palette. The moment I opened this, I was like, oh, this is perfect, because even beyond this video and beyond my recommendations for Valentine's Day, this is a palette I can use all year round. This is a palette that I definitely can use not just in February, so if I don't get around to it, it's just gonna roll right over into March. And I think this middle row is perfect for the holiday makeup if you did want to go more predictable pink, but you've got this gorgeous row of neutrals. I think that can create such a beautiful, simple but sultry smoky eye. And then you also have these beautiful darker jewel toned shimmers down here on the bottom, and then of course a matte black if you want to add even more drama. This palette just has a little bit of everything, so it's perfect. This is one I really think any themed video pretty much you could put this in and somehow make it work. And then we have arrived at the 10th and final palette, which is actually the palette on my eyes. And I mentioned to you guys that for the most part, maybe my video is kind of a little bit of a hybrid between the very expected and the very unexpected, because like I wouldn't necessarily think of this immediately when I think Valentine's Day. And I'm sure I have more pinky leaning palettes than some of the ones I showed you today in my collection. So I tried to really have a little bit of a mix and a lot of different options here. Plus, as I said, I wanted to have a palette all from different brands. Before I show you the last palette though, there's actually something I wanted to talk about. And if you guys want me to do a separate video on this, let me know. I was going to get ready with this upcoming palette separately and talk about it, but I didn't have time to film 2 videos today. So for the past year or so, I've been seeing this brand roll out an affiliate program. And of course, pretty much every creator that I watch by now has an affiliate link and code with this very well-known, very by now hyped and respected brand. And I have purchased from this brand for many, many years. They are available in both Sephora, like the mainstream, as well as of course on their own website. So I've purchased from both the mass retailers and also directly from the company website. A couple of months ago, or maybe a month, yeah, I want to say like a month or 2 ago, I got an email from this brand. And so a couple of months ago, I received this email that was like, come apply to our affiliate program. And in my head, I thought, like, who are you kidding, girl? You have, I don't even remember if I had 800 subscribers yet at this time, or maybe I had just crossed over 800 subscribers. I'm not even talking 1,000 and monetized or at least have 1,000 followers on Instagram. I think I have like 300 people following me. I can't remember, there's a name for like, it's not even a micro influencer. I'm like a nano, I don't even know what I am, but like I'm minuscule in this large beauty pond of creators. But I got this email and I was like, you know what? Like, why the heck not? I'm just gonna apply just to at least know what the process is, because I've never done this before. I don't have any affiliate links or codes or any of that, right? So I'm like, I don't even know how this works. Like, what's the process? What's the application like? How does this all work? I was like, all right, just as an educational experience, even though I know they're gonna turn me down, I'm gonna do this. So I went and did all the paperwork and submitted all the necessary whatever it was, like my account name and Instagram. And I think you're required to like right away submit some tax information in case you get approved and yada, yada, yada. And a few weeks go by, or maybe like a week or 2, I don't even remember. And I get this email that's like, you've been approved to our affiliate program. Here's like a video to watch on how it all works. And here's your login information for the affiliate program. program. When I tell you I was in shock, like, which is why I'm saying maybe I should have done a separate video on this, because as it is now, of course, I'm on this story time. So I guess let me wrap this up, because I can always talk about it in the future if you guys want, by just saying that I don't know how and by what magic, but I have an affiliate link, and granted, a one-time use for everybody, even myself, because guess what? I tested my affiliate link and my code on myself and purchased something that I'm trying on my face today for the very first time, because I wanted to be a guinea pig before I actually talk about this on the internet. But somehow I am an affiliate now with none other than Natasha Denona. Please explain to me how this happened. Somebody, please. I understand that she is handing out these affiliate links like candy to a lot of people, but at least these people are all monetized and actually have at least a few thousand subscribers. So how is it that this girl, who has only 800 plus subscribers, managed to score an affiliate link and a 15% off one-time use code is beyond me. But that's where we're at. So yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people like hate it when others talk about their affiliate links. I don't care. I'm celebrating this one because this one's my first, and it's Natasha Denona. And yes, this palette I bought at 50% off probably 2 or 3 years ago, and it was sitting in my collection completely unused because I'm not usually a red and pink eyeshadow makeup wearer, and I used it for the first time today. And I have to say, it took me longer to create this look because, of course, brighter eyeshadows are more intimidating, and I didn't want to just be like, you know, buffing aimlessly and just, you know, while watching YouTube videos and not even paying attention. Like, I mean, I do my makeup in the car sometimes where I'm not actually looking at what I'm doing. I can't do that with bright red eyeshadow. So this look took me longer than I hoped, but I loved a few of the shades in here already, and I'm so excited to try a few more. I'm not saying this is going to be a palette I'm going to be reaching for every single day, but this Giving shade, which is all over my lid, it is giving. It is giving so much sparkle. And it is giving such a unique pink shift and eyeshadow that I'm in love. I'm in love, and I like some of these more neutral shades that, of course, still have a reddish brown or a mauve tint to them. There's definitely some purples. I really want to use this Pure Love shade next. I'm super excited to try that one out. I was going to use it today, but I thought I need to go more pink and red. You know, if I'm going to do this video, I got to be on theme. So yeah, I used my Natasha Denona Love palette for the very first time today. Excited to use it again. And the products I was referring to that I bought with my own affiliate link and my own 15% off code was a corrector and the concealer. I have wanted to try this concealer because, of course, it was so hyped last year for so long. I'm wearing it for the first time today, so I can't really tell you guys much. I do have to say, I know everyone was like talking about how this one really is self-setting. It is creasing slightly, but considering how many fine lines and not so fine lines I have, it's better than a lot of my other concealers. If anything, I put a little bit around my nose, and I probably put too much because it's settling in here. So maybe this is not a concealer I can use liberally on my breakouts or anything of that nature, and it is more of just dot a little bit under my eyes sort of concealer. Obviously, I'll have to use it many more times. I tried using both a brush and a sponge today. I'm not quite sure yet how I prefer it. I'm also wearing a combination of a NARS blush and her newest, that My Mini Dream blush, and the highlighter is also a combo of the NARS and the Natasha Denona. I decided to use something from my basket of doom, and at the same time also pay a little bit extra homage to my namesake Natasha, who's the first one to give me an affiliate link. I guess it's kind of appropriate because I think I've mentioned this before. In Russia, the word Natalia and Natasha are actually the same exact name. So I guess there is something to this, that the very first affiliate link that I ever got is from a Natasha, from a fellow Natasha. The other thing I will have to say is I am stunned, and I guess maybe people just seek out affiliate codes and specifically these one-time use codes because they're one-time use. I, as you guys know, have not advertised this exciting news before. However, I already had this affiliate link and code when I posted my last declutter video, and I just threw it in my description box. And I've already had, I think, 3 or 4 people somehow find it and make a purchase through that link and use my code. And to tell you that every time I get that email that's like, congrats, you have a sale, you have no idea how good that feels. I mean, you guys that have channels and that have affiliate links maybe can think back to the first few times it happened to you. Maybe you were as ridiculously giddy as I am right now, but it is, I mean, it's, for now, it's pennies on the dollar, but it is so freaking exciting. I can't even tell you. Anyway, as I said, I can talk about this again if you guys want. If you have any specific questions, because I am an open book when it comes to this. I know a lot of people, especially, I guess if this is their career, they try to be open, but without actually disclosing anything specific. I don't want to do that. If you guys have any specific questions about how it works, if you're a small creator that would like to start, monetizing at least something, I know nothing yet, but the little that I'm learning along the way, I'm always happy to share. So if you have any questions, definitely drop them below. And I know this is like 2 videos in one. I apologize. We came here for the Valentine's Day eyeshadow palettes, and here we are talking about the business of affiliate links and codes. My code, by the way, if you do want to shop, I'm saying that for the first time, oh my god. My code, if you want to shop through my affiliate link and buy something over at Natasha Denona, will save you 15% off non-sale items only. Yes, I tested that too, and it is just Natalia 15. You can use it once, and then you can go and find some other creator that has one if you ever forget to purchase something and you need to do it again. Anyway, these were my 10 Valentine's Day recommendations as far as eyeshadow palettes in my collection are concerned. There are tons of other ones I could have recommended to you guys, and I want to know what you end up wearing either today or this week or this month. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, please subscribe. Clearly it helps me tremendously because, well, hello. If today is not a perfect proof of that and the topic that I was just discussing, then I don't know what is. I'm super, super grateful for everybody that's been here the past 4 years that I've posted videos, and of course the almost 100 new people that have come on board in the past 2 or 3 months. And I will try to stay as consistent as possible, but you guys already know I work 6 to 7 days a week. I do my best. I have only 2 more videos in my declutter series that I still need to film one and edit. I have one that is almost done and should go up later this week, the 10th in the installment of 12. And yeah, I'm gonna just stop rambling, let you guys go, have a fantastic day, and thank you again. I hope that you guys are all doing really, really well. I hope that you're continuing to stay safe and healthy, take care of yourselves and those around you, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Happy Valentine's Day, guys. Cheers and bye.